Hi, I'm Tori, and we're in beautiful Midtown Reno, Nevada to see what people know about real estate investing.
Subject to? I have no idea.
In real estate?
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means in school, so I don't know.
I have no idea what we're talking about. No idea.
Renting houses, like rent some type of.
Yeah, that's
I'd say where people are like getting lives or don't follow with the rules, so then they get like X from Airbnb.
Oh, Airbnb arbitrage. Oh. Is that where Airbnbs are taking over?
Oh, that's when you rent out, you like own like an apartment maybe, like downtown, and you rent it out to people, like you stay there, put around town.
I have no idea. I guess I'm the boo on all this stuff. I'm catching up. I know Airbnb arbitrage. Wait, I got nothing.
Kind of like, basically using some type of like loans or something, like a house basically, and like have to help. I don't know. I don't know the whole thing about it, but I've heard of it.
I guess when you guys have like a security system and people are going to your database and take all your information.
What is house hacking? It's not slumming. Drugs. House hacking would be, is it the same as like when you don't leave?
House hacking, it's when you like, bro, come on. I don't know. House hacking, it's when house hacking.
Well, I imagine somebody trying to get your security system on your house.
Probably, to me, that sounds like charging too much for rent.
Sound like
31 exchange. Oh. Well, if I know anything about exchanges, I know that's like a marketplace, so that 31 might be the real marketplace that is directly tied to the 1031. That is when at 1031 I exchange money for my weed.
1031 exchange.
Okay, that is.
That's some kind of government grant.
Something to do with tax.
Hard money, or I want to say like cash.
What is hard money? Cash.
Money that you work hard for.
Coin. So something that's actually tangible. So and it's usually, we'll talk back like gold anymore, but yeah, it's not cryptocurrency, it's actual tangible money.
Maybe hard to guess? I don't know. I have no idea.
from what my understanding as just like money. That's my understanding.
Double down, nothing.
What is cash on cash? Is that like prostitution? Cash on cash.
Yes.
I feel like I've heard that before, but
that's your song.
Oh, guys, that's when people talk about monetizing. When they try to take money out of something, if I'm not mistaken. So I think it's when they try to monetize something that really doesn't have value. Cap rate is set at like a certain minimum, and you can't go above that rate.
a cap rate is where they cap off the amount of money they can charge you.
Cap rate? So that's like when, I believe that's when you're like financing your house, just the highest the rate could be.
Is that like the planner? Would you say like it tops it off kind of thing? That's all I got.
Don't know anything about real estate investing? Well, tune in every month to the show that talks about it all. This month in real estate investing. This month in real estate investing's revolving expert roundtable style conversation will keep you up to date on the latest breaking news, technology, economics, culture, and strategy. It's no fun being left out.
All right. My goodness, this live streaming thing is fun. for lack of the proper word. All right, man, this is always weird.
This is a warm up. This is a warm up.
This is definitely a warm up. My goodness. All right. So I'm Antonio Holman, founder of United States Real Estate Investor, a real estate investing focused media company. And we are trying to change the world of financial freedom and real estate investing. James, who are you, sir?
James Brown here, real estate investor, and help a lot of investors through mainly our lease option program, which is just one of many ways to invest in real estate. I'm also a licensed realtor based here in Colorado, Denver, Colorado, and psyched to get this going and spread some knowledge, share ideas with other experienced investors. So
yeah.
Hang on.
Here's the thing that cracks me up. When I put this out to look for a host of the show this month in real estate investing, and you it didn't seem like you really hesitated whatsoever. You're like, I'll do it. And I was like, wow, does he know what he's getting himself into? What appealed to you about being the host of this show? That's a question I don't think I've even asked you yet.
That's a good question, because I'm not, like, if there's a camera out or something, I'm not the guy running to get in front of it normally, you know? Yeah. But I love real estate investing and talking about it and talking with other people and learning and sharing what I've learned. And so this is just a great format for that. So, and I seriously, like, I have a hard time saying no to things, because I'm like, let's do it. I want to do it all, you know? So I'm learning to say no, but this was a hard yes. I'm like, this seems like a great opportunity to do something different, because this is going to be different than other podcasts for sure.
Yeah, I've actually, well, before I even started this platform, I was on a search for something like this, and it didn't exist. I mean, there's a few shows that I found that do things like this, but they're not in the real estate investing space. They're just not, I don't know, man. I've been in the world of performance and being a musician since I was a kid and all that thing. So to me, it was kind of a natural thing to create something like this. That is, it feels somewhat like an event. It feels somewhat like a show. It feels somewhat like, you know, informational and giving you some actionable steps to increase your wealth and things like that. I've always been into combining all of those aspects, because it's kind of like anything less it's kind of boring. It's been done over and over and over. Creating this month in real estate investing, it brings some camaraderie. It brings the human side of being a real estate investor and being in this space. It brings that human side together so we can have real conversations with real people about the real things that are happening right in front of our face, things that are being built, things that are falling apart. I mean, it's nonstop. So I think this platform and this show is going to help a lot of people in this space connect with each other, make sense out of what's going on, and make more deals. It's going to increase financial freedom and financial literacy tenfold. That's my opinion. Maybe I'm insane. I don't think I am, but you never know. So let's give it a shot. And I'm glad you're on board. Since I met you, James, you've been pretty cool to talk to and chat. I still haven't had a chance to meet you in person yet. You were just here in Vegas.
Yep.
A little bit ago, but you're like 7 hours away from me, so it's quite a way.
Yeah.
You just came back from the Exp Con, is that what it's called?
Yep. Yeah. Convention in Vegas.
What was that like? And how long was it? Because I didn't get to really talk to anybody about that.
Yeah. Well, I flew in Monday, and it was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and basically half of Friday.
Yeah.
So they have presenters. You know, they had I forget the guy's name. Nick, starts with an S, but the guy's like, he's missing his legs and one arm, and like but the physical part has not stopped him from having a family and being super successful in business, and he's just a huge inspiration. So he was keynote speaker. Then we had all these different sessions where you could learn about marketing and just everything that's involved in being a real estate agent, which that's EXP is a brokerage, fastest growing brokerage in history, profitable. It's an amazing brokerage to be part of. And the convention was just super high energy. They have X Camp, which is kind of a chaotic thing where people come in and write down on a piece of paper like what they want to learn or what they want to teach. So I was there like, hey, I want to teach about lease options, so they kind of vote and sort things out and then send people off to different rooms to learn about different things. They had a speed networking deal too. Yeah, it's fantastic. But the networking and being in person is huge. Like some of these people I got to meet in person that I've known for 2 years since I joined EXP, like through Zoom.
Right.
But until you like are face to face, you don't get anything quite like that.
Right.
And some of the conversations we had, like we do lease options, rent to own. That's kind of our focus. But there's another guy in our group that does multifamily. He's been kind of small multifamily and looking at some bigger deals, 50 doors, bigger than like, a fourplex. Like, hey, let's team up. We've got investors looking for deals. I love multifamily. I'm sure we'll talk about that a lot on this show. And so we're like, hey, let's strategize and help some other investors out through this way to invest.
Right.
So
Right.
That's the kind of stuff we were talking about and getting fired up about.
So how many people would you say were at that event?
I think it was 8,000.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know what it was last year, but it's just growing.
Wow.
The other cool thing, they had three trainings. Affinity, which is kind of like corporate placement services, relocation, and then REO. So we're starting to see a wave of, bank-owned properties coming on the market. And so there was 3 days of training for those. So I went through those, and we'll have certifications in all of those. And what was cool is it was free, and we cranked it out all in one place. So
wow.
Yeah,
that's pretty awesome. So that was actually one of my questions I was going to ask. Did you see somebody who you've been admiring in this space from afar, and you finally met them in person?
I met Gogo Bathke, I think is her name. She's big on Instagram, bringing a lot of people to EXP, opening their eyes to what it's all about.
Yeah.
And so I got to meet her and some local guys, Mile High Property Brothers. They're here in Colorado.
Oh, nice.
Will and Eli, I've met them before, but I got to see them. And Gene Frederick. He's a big guy in EXP. And yeah, some people are like almost untouchable though. And, you know, but until you're walking down the hall, you know, be like, hey, what's up? Let's get a picture.
Another thing I always wonder is how, I think you touched on it briefly, but how often or how regular is the subject of real estate investing at events like that? Because a lot of people think, well, I'm not a real estate agent, so I don't fit in that group, or I'm not a real estate investor, so I don't fit in this group. How does that subject matter mix into a conference like that? Or does it at all?
It does, yeah. It's mainly focused on just regular buying and selling, you know, primary homes, but there's definitely talk about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think next year I want to get on stage one of the scheduled events. I didn't get in this year, but I definitely want to talk about how agents can be investors, or we can help investors that agents are working with, you know, so.
Yeah, I always wonder about that because there seems to be some type of like stigma to intermingle those two subject matters, but I feel like more and more it's becoming a more natural thing, whereas before I don't think it ever was.
Yeah, I mean, I got into real estate through the investing side and then got licensed because it helped build my knowledge of how it actually works, you know, and then, you know, gave me credibility in talking to other agents and lenders and people in the industry, not just being some random investor, you know.
Right. The community is the whole thing. I've really realized that from building this platform, community is, I don't want to say it's almost everything, but man, it's a good 80%. Because I mean, there's a lot of things that could fall in your lap that are super beneficial just because you know someone else.
Exactly.
And it happens all the time. And it's like, what was the saying? Closed mouths don't get fed. That has never been one of the most truest things ever that I've ever heard and experienced in my life, because a lot of people walk around with a lot of good ideas, but if you don't tell anybody or try to bring somebody in, nothing's ever going to happen. So yeah, needless to say, I don't shut up. So I'm always talking to somebody about, you know, how we can grow this platform and help a lot of people. So I've learned that lesson. As a kid, I never talked to anybody, kept to my mouth, but then I started to learn and realize that, well, if there are things you want to achieve in life, you're going to have to open up somehow, or you'll never get what you're trying to get. So
very true.
What it is.
Yep.
So this, I'm looking at my notes and everything here. I shared some information in the chat for you too, James. So maybe you could follow along with me so I'm not winging it too horribly, but let's see. So the launch of the show this month in real estate investing. It's the last Wednesday of every month. It is going to be October 26th. And what's the time? What's the time I got here? Let me look at because we got this time zone thing is really messing me up. Let's be real.
I know. So I have it set in my calendar at 11 a.m. Mountain time.
I got 10 a.m. Pacific. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So the rest of you could figure out what time zone you're in. So we can see how it is. But yeah, 10 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Mountain. Don't miss it. Be there. I'm not going to say the rest of it because that's been worn out. But yeah, just make sure you're there because it's going to be fun. So what I was going to do is give you the quick rundown on the first guests we're going to have. Each show is going to have 3 guests or expert panelists on the show. And they're going to go through, James and the guests are going to go through the news strictly about real estate investing that happened throughout that month. Because there's a lot of news that a lot of people in this space don't necessarily catch. And the other aspect is that a lot of people don't even understand what happened. So it's nice to have some experts on and have the conversation about what the news is talking about. It helps you better operate your business and your goals and everything you're trying to achieve when it comes to financial freedom and growing an actual legacy. That is one thing that has been missed for a long time, I think, but it's very important. We don't want to have our kids, once we're gone, just kind of floating around wondering, what the heck do I do now that mom and dad are gone or whatever? So legacy is always another thing I always like to talk about. So as far as the guests, let's see. Go down my list. We have 3 guests here. First guest I want to mention is David Randolph. He's a real estate investor in St. Louis, Missouri metro area. He's been doing this for quite a while, and he's got some really, really powerful information about short sales. This guy is a massive short sale expert. He knows this stuff like the back of his hand. So talking to him will blow your mind because he knows these things specifically for that. And he's able to make like $40,000 profits per deal. If the deal's good, he just goes after it. Can you imagine 40 grand on one deal? I mean, a lot of people don't, a lot of people are only making $1,000 per deal. David can show you how to do that. He knows a lot about the market. He's been doing this for quite a while. The next person, or actually the next couple, David and Katie Marie Hughes. Now, I've just been, let me see, I'm searching into my computer here, and I've just gotten introduced to this couple. They have a lot of good things going on. The husband and wife team, which is interesting, when I first communicated with them, they insisted that I communicate with them together, and they wanted to be on the show together. And I was like, this is great, because it's super cool to have the interaction of 2 people live on camera in that one spot. And you'll get to see how they play off of each other. And they have the most fun connection, especially when it comes to real estate investing. So it's super awesome. Where are they based out of? They're in Florida, Sarasota, Florida. There's another thing too. There's a whole lot of investors in Florida. Why is that? Why is that, James?
There's usually good profit there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Compared to, in fact, I just had somebody message me that wants to move to Colorado, and they're like, I've heard that it's harder to get good spreads on deals in Colorado. It's true compared to Florida, from what I know.
So wait, did that person was wanting to come to Colorado for real estate investing?
They want to move here. Everybody wants to move here.
Okay, got it. Yeah. Yeah, my daughter wants to move there too. She's got a 2-year plan or 3-year plan, about 2.5 at this point.
Yeah. If anybody wants to move to Colorado, let me know. I can help you find a house.
Yeah, really.
Right?
James is the guy. We got like
plug.
Right. Direct connection right there.
Yeah.
Awesome. The next guest I want to mention is Tim Winfrey. Tim Winfrey Jr. He's the owner of First Class Real Estate, Great Lakes. Let's see, and Winfrey Enterprises as well. I just connected with Tim. Man, what was it, about a month ago? About a month ago, I'd say. And he's in Chicago, Illinois. So as you see, we got a good little spread of area right now. Both are, 2 of the guests are Midwest. David Hughes and his wife, they're in Florida. But the thing is, we have over 40 guests we're going to spread out throughout the year every month. They're all over the country. They're all over the spectrum of real estate investing. So that's super cool. Everybody's got all types of knowledge in every aspect of this industry. So this is not just a one-sided thing we're doing here.
That's what's brilliant about this, having a panel. It's like we all bring different knowledge to the table.
I'm curious if there's going to be, well, I mean, there'd have to be differing opinions on the same subject matter, different approaches, different ways to solve problems. Man, I'm excited to see this.
Yeah,
it's going to be great. It's going to be fun.
Yeah,
it's going to be super fun.
That's what I loved when I first started getting into real estate investing. I'd go to these classes where these 2 brokerage owners would talk. They own this brokerage together, but vastly different. As far as rentals, like one guy was like all about Section 8 and self-managing, and the other guy was like, no way am I self-managing. Like he's just all about the numbers, and they were both doing the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
maybe different results, but it worked for them. And so just getting that perspective, like, hey, it's, you don't have to do it one way. Just figure out what works for you.
That's super interesting because you got two people there. One's talking about self-managing, and the other person's like, there's no way in hell I'm self-managing. That is so interesting because a lot of people are like, I want a management company. I just want to go off and do whatever I want to do. You guys take care of it on the back end. But like you said, there are still a lot of people who want to have control of every corner of the business. Man, I love the differences there because I would love to hear, you know, the reasoning behind both and compare them.
Yeah.
I love this. Love it. The other aspect, well, let's say it's like, how do you answer this? Maybe you can help me answer this. So I asked the question, who is this show for? Okay. So let me go ahead and let you answer that. Who do you think this show is for?
Well, based on the variety of guests that we have coming on and the subject matter, I think it's anybody that's interested in investing. I mean, brand new. Some things may go above a newbie's head, but that's how this works. You just you gotta go, oh, I caught that, but missed that. Ask a question in the chat, you know, because that's how we all started. We had no idea.
Yeah, zero.
Eventually, you start building on that, and then start being able to ask some very specific questions and understand what people are talking about. So this is not just newbies. Also, it's going to be advanced people because there's going to be some very experienced people on here. So
you mentioned one aspect that I totally didn't thoroughly think about until you mentioned it, which is happening right now as we're doing this live stream. There is a live chat. And so, for example, people who are watching the show, they literally have the opportunity to ask the panelists on the show questions to help them because, like you said, there's a lot of newbies. They want to get into short sales. They want to get into, you know, self-storage. They have no idea. And if part of that news broadcast is in one of those subject matters, they have a direct line to an expert right there. So yeah, this is going to be super fun. Super fun. Let me see what else. So, so I mean, you answered it, man. That's what I see. Anybody who's in this industry, this show is for them. It's for them. It's not just for newbies. It's not just for, you know, high level real estate investors. It's for anybody who wants to have a relaxed conversation about the news of the month, because we don't know everything. Everybody doesn't know everything. So it's cool to have a group help us break it all down.
Yeah.
I like that. So let's see what other notes I have here. I was looking at the chat to see if there's anything exciting going on. Nothing yet at the moment. Let's see here. All right. I got that. Oh, there's one other thing I thought was super cool is we're going to be giving away a special limited edition, one time only, you know, all those catchphrases, merchandise bundle to one lucky winner, one lucky viewer of this live stream. Okay. So what you need to do is, just to double check everything here, go ahead and head over to thismonthinrealestateinvesting.com. Super long domain name, but we did that on purpose because there's no mistaking the English language if you're a native English speaker. Thismonthinrealestateinvesting.com, all spelled out. Go there and you'll see an enter to win entry form. Go ahead and put your name, your first name, and your email into that and enter to win this bundle, because this bundle of items will never exist ever again. You'll be the only one with them. So go ahead and go over there, enter to win that. Thismonthinrealestateinvesting.com. And hopefully you're one of the lucky winners. Let's see. Hopefully you're one of the lucky people who watch this show every month. October 26th, that's going to be the launch date. I'm excited, probably more than I should be. Oh man, James, this is exciting, man. I got a lot of work to do still. How you feeling about it? Are you ready?
Yeah, I had no idea how much was going to be involved getting things going. So I'm glad you're behind the scenes doing it.
I'm glad you're helping out, because if I had to do all this myself, I'd probably lose it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so far everything's looking good. I got the guests are all excited to be on the show. It's going to be a lot of fun, man. The shows are going to be roughly, because I know some people are asking how long each show is going to be. Each show is going to be roughly about, I'd say about 2 hours. 2 hours, maybe a little bit shorter. We don't want to put people to sleep. But when you talk about news, that typically is there's typically a few subjects of news that come up, and that typically means conversation going on without it or throughout it. And it takes time, you know, and if you're passionate about this industry, you will gladly intake that information because you're trying to make big things happen in your life, not to mention your life, but your family's life. So this show is going to be vital. I'm telling you, it's going to be vital. So far, we're going to be streaming to about 55,000 people, give or take a few thousand, but the show is going to be available to everybody in the industry, and the numbers keep growing pretty much every week, every 2 weeks. More people are joining. I don't know about your groups, James, but my group, I have people coming in every single day. And I'm like, wow, this is awesome. You know, so the crowd's growing. What does that mean, though? Does that mean something happened to make people want to focus more on their family and their legacy and their investing? What do you think about that? Is it pandemic related?
Good question. I don't know. There's always going to be somebody looking to improve their lives, right?
Yeah.
And it's so easy to access information now through platforms like this.
Yeah.
So just go join.
Yeah.
Start listening in, you know. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, my groups are growing. They're growing so much like I can't stay on I have one that's got about 50,000 people in it.
Yeah.
Or actually that one's 35,000 people. I had to hire a virtual assistant to help me kind of screen people because there's a lot of spammers and scammers and stuff trying to get it constantly. So I was like, I need help. I'm willing to pay somebody to get in there every day and help with that. But then there's legit people coming in and posting. So
you got the kitty cat wants to invest too, I hear.
Yeah, I got a couple cat visitors.
Yeah.
They're like 6 months old, so they got tons of energy.
Oh my goodness.
Exploring this new space.
Yeah. As soon as they hit like a year, maybe a year and a half, they'll be doing nothing but taking naps all day.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. So let's see here. I think we're gonna end the stream, and you make sure I covered everything here because this is exciting. I mean, there's so much information to give out, man, and I'm totally winging it, which that's life. That's life. You wing it. But at the same time, you need to wing it when it comes to learning about financial literacy and your legacy. And that's the one thing that we're not trying to do is to force people to wing it. That's why this show is happening, because it'll help you understand things without having to just go through the world guessing. You know, we got people who are going to be on the show who have done this for years. So you don't have to break your neck trying to figure out and guess. I don't know how to do this. I don't know what's what. Tune into the show. You'll find out. Every month, a different panelist of guests, 3 different panelists every single month. We're going to do this until the wheels fall off, as they say. So this is going to be fun. It's going to be fun. And James, you got any parting words before we disappear?
You know, just going back to that video we ran at the beginning, it was obvious there's people out on the street that have no clue what we're talking about.
None.
But that's what we're here for. If they have any interest, they can come and learn, you know. Yeah. So that's going to be fulfilling to be able to help people figure this stuff out. So
exactly. Yeah,
I'm excited, man. I'm super excited.
Awesome. Then maybe the next time we ask random strangers on the street, maybe they'll actually know what we're talking about.
Right.
All right. Thanks everybody for being here for this live stream. We called it the introduction to this month in real estate investing. It's premiering October 26th with host here, James Brown, and it's going to be 10 a.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Mountain. and all those other time zones after that. But yeah, be here. It's going to be live, and you'll be able to chat in to whoever's on the show about whatever subject matter you need to know about, or you're curious or want to contribute. Feel free. And don't forget to visit thismonthinrealestateinvesting.com and put in your entry to win that limited edition special bundle of merchandise. It's never going to exist ever again. So be the first one to get, the only one to get it. thismonthinrealestateinvesting.com. And that's all I got to say for now. I'm going to hit you with a little outro entertainment, but thanks a lot, everybody, for being here today. Have a great rest of the day. Have an amazingly incredible rest of the day. Thanks again. See you.